I've got a trouble.
Westworld. Let's talk about Westworld. Hey guys, Thunder E here, back on OnBoored. And today I'm doing a review of Westworld Season 1, Episode 1. Now, if you guys don't know anything about Westworld, well, Westworld is a show on HBO starring Anthony Hopkins, James Marsden. I'm just going to read people's names off here quickly. Ed Harris, Evan Rachel Woods, Tanya Newton, and Jeffrey Wright. Those are the big names that you know in the show. Now, Westworld is about an adult amusement park, so to speak, where you can come in and take any adventure. It's a Western-themed world. So you're in the Wild West, and everything is real. It's not virtual reality. It's not something in your mind. You actually go there and experience Westworld. So the characters are real. The robot, they're basically robots that look like human beings. Now, what's cool about Westworld, almost everything is made. The horses, for instance, are robots, and they're designed to the T. You see an introduction of how some of that is made, how all the different people are made in Westworld. Now, we start off the episode with Evan Rachel Wood's character waking up. She's talking about something. They're asking her about an event that happened. You hear Jeffrey Wright's voice. He's like, play that back again. And you kind of you start off with this episode where she wakes up in the morning from her bed, walks down into the house and outside the house, and she says morning to her dad, and her dad asks her. Tells her she should come back early, you know, like a general conversation. And then it cuts to James Marsden's character. He is a cowboy on a train coming in, and you find out later on that train brings in the guest into Westworld. It brings in all the people into Westworld. So the guests are, or the newcomers as they call them, are human beings. They come in to experience Westworld. Now, they kind of intertwine it so people get this realistic feel of Westworld not just being, you know, autonomous robots, but actually characters that can mix in. And what you find is little areas, because initially I wasn't sure if James Marsden's character was a robot or, you know, a human being, until you get to a point where his character is paired with Rachel Evans' character. They both love each other. He goes to meet her, and then as they go back at night, her father's house is being raided by bandits. Marsden's character kills them, and then Ed Harris shows up as the Man in Black. Now, the original Westworld movie had that role played by Yul Brynner. Yul Brynner then in the movie was a robot, so I really thought he was a robot. Then you find out that he wasn't. And then you get into this eerie conversations. A lot of things about Westworld, first episode, that gets a little eerie. And I kind of like the way it was done in terms of the way it was shot, the music, the cue. It cues you right in. So his character, Ed Harris, talks about how he goes Ted, you know, which is James Marsden's character. And it's like, yeah, you know, have they given you a new song and dance? Meaning, have they added more protocols to you? He tries to shoot him. He's shocked that he can't. And then, you know, Ed Harris grabs the girl and is like, look, I've been doing this to you for 30 years. So when you find out Westworld has been operating for 30 years as a theme park, per se. And, you know, basically he's been capturing, raping her, whatever he does, or torturing her for 30 years. Because in Westworld, as a human, you can go in and do whatever you want. That's the thing. That's the whole idea of Westworld. So we have this world created that a lot of people come in. And what's interesting about it is that as we move through the episodes, we start seeing glitches in some of these robots. But the glitches are not just, you know, it starts off as being benign, and you find out some of it is linked to Anthony Hopkins. He is the founder of Westworld. He's the one who started and created this thing. And he's been, you know, updating the robots, and he adds new things. And he just added this new piece of software that gives really minute human emotions, you know. So one of the robots is being brought in for servicing, and every minute, once in a while, because she plays a prostitute in a salon in Westworld, she would just go and put her finger on her lip, very subtle movements. And then you have you know, certain characters would just, you know, scratch their nose or stroke their beard or whatever, you know, just to give that subtlety of being human, because there's certain things we do, whether it's just a little twitch of the eyebrow or things like that. And that's kind of messing with the robots. At least that's what I got from the episode. It could be something else completely. And you find out that some of these robots are now tapping into older memories. Now, supposedly, like I said, Westworld's been open for 30 years. These robots have been used in different roles. And it's not just, I mean, it's not like they make multiple versions of the same robot. It's just one. Because they wanted to make authentic, like you jumped into this world where there's, different sets of people. And, the memories are wiped out because, maybe James Marsden's character was initially a doctor, and then he became a sheriff, and then he became a cowboy, and then maybe next time he may be an outlaw somewhere. But all those memories, even though they're wiped out, somehow are still remain. And his software update is messing and kind of bringing those out. And we start seeing almost a development of AI from the Westworld robots. Now, the other thing they mentioned in the show, there was a meltdown or a crisis 30 years ago. So probably initially when Westworld started, they had some issues. So think of this as Jurassic Park with robots that can get AI. That is not cool. I mean, to get some consciousness, then you're in trouble. Because if you think about it, these robots have been messed with for 30 years. Raped, shot, killed, slapped around, you name it. And you get that feel because you see people come in and say, oh, I remember Ted. Some guy comes in with his friends like, yeah, Ted, my guy. And the robots have to interact with you. And meanwhile, Ted was trying to go meet his girlfriend and he couldn't because technically has work to do. But then those guys later on talking about how they're in a room with a bunch of women and, the guy's like, one of the guys is like, oh, this is great. And his friend is like, no, wait till we go outside because then you can go out into the wilderness, go hunting, fight Indians, anything. You can do anything. And the guy's like, yeah, we can do anything. And the friend's like, I don't really trust Ted. It's a little creepy. And the guy was like, oh, it doesn't matter. We can use it for target practice afterwards. So think about all the things you've been doing to these machines. So again, it's an AI consequence, I think, but it looks like there's a lot more. Now, the original Westworld movie with Yul Brynner had different worlds. There was Westworld, the Western world. There was a medieval world. There was a Roman world. There were different worlds. So are they different worlds other than the Westworld? Somebody joked around on Twitter, said Game of Thrones was part of Westworld and was a different park. And it definitely could be, in the framework of this. But I would like to see how that plays out. I'd like to see how all those connectivities. Ed Harris's character was mean. Dude was bad. And he played it well. I mean, it's Ed Harris, of course. And his own path, he's looking for something. He thinks there's a deeper meaning in Westworld. We'll have to see. James Marsden plays the good guy. That always gets shot. So we'll see how his character evolves after that. But even Jeffrey Wright, too, plays the scientist who's underneath Anthony Hopkins, who really wants to, delve in. So again, there's a lot to cover. I have to see how it goes forward in the next episode, but I'm definitely intrigued. I enjoyed the episode thoroughly. I thought there was a lot of mystery to it, and I think this is written by, or at least the showrunner Jonathan Nolan. So he wrote Interstellar, one of my favorite movies. This is, of course, Chris Nolan's brother. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. Don't forget to like and share, subscribe. If you watch Westworld, leave your thoughts down below. Let's discuss. What do you think? Where do you think the show is going? And I'll be doing this every Monday, probably like 11, 12 a.m. I'll drop the video for you guys. So thank you, and always enjoy your entertainment.